And welcome everybody to game 2 of the VOD between Team Liquid and Evil Geniuses. Again, if you're checking this out after, as I guess is the only way you're checking this out in the future, the stream went down. So we're doing all of this one a little loosey-goosey here, is why you don't see us on the screen. But we still have me and Beatdown, and Team Liquid Honda Challengers are on the precipice of their first 6-0 week of the summer split if they can pick this one up.
And what a way it would be to close out the first round robin here. This is the very last series, of course, in that first round robin. All the other games have pretty much wrapped up at this point. And it's a way for us to kind of explore just how good TLC have been this entire split. And it doesn't seem like they're going to let off the gas even as we get into the next set of games.
Yeah, they are looking like the clear favorites. There's a few teams that are also in the conversation as who will challenge them. But the fact that we don't have a clear front runner in that conversation, I think speaks volumes, especially as MU was able to 2-0 earlier on in the day. Crazy that we didn't get to see that whole series play out. Really sad, but either way, that's how it goes. Let's catch up on picks and bans. Team Liquid are on the blue side yet again, banning away the Kindred, Syndra, and Aphelios. EG on the red side again, banning the Vi, the LeBlanc, and the Nico. Nico's pretty much a must ban, and the Vi was a problem in that last game.
Right, and we're already seeing some of these first picks come through here. The Xayah Rakan will be available for Team Liquid Challengers. They were actually first picking the Xayah, as we've seen teams go for more and more. And with the Vi taken out, I mean, Mir, he's got a champion Ocean. He'll play whatever you need, and the Wukong has also been a big one for him. So you already have some great engage with the Wukong and the Rakan going in here, and it's looking like Smoothie might be thinking of going a repeat with this Blitzcrank.
All right, this is going to be 3 Blitzcrank games in a row for Smoothie. They picked up a win yesterday on this after a rough start to that series. And did get the win in the second game, but did not get a win in game 1 against Team Liquid Honda Challengers. Although I will say, had a couple of really big moments. So I'm not against the pick just because of how last game went. I think that it actually does make sense with how Smoothie wants to play this out. The difference being, it's not against Varus now. So it's actually going to be harder to land that big engage onto a Xayah.
Yeah, I mean, as Xayah Rakan, if you land that hook on the Rakan, I mean, the battle dance distance specifically for this combo is so long. So it's going to be really easy for Kim Down to also run away. And it's really easy for Xayah to also protect herself. So Smoothie certainly has his work cut out for him. I mean, okay, if we really just want to keep going in on this one, Wukong clone. Imagine if you rocket grab that one.
Yeah, true. The ult still hits you. Yeah, but they don't even need to use the Cyclone at that point because they're out of there. So
yeah,
could be rough for this side of Evil Geniuses. It's a little more... it's already been countered, and if you lock it in this early, it can just continually be countered if Team Liquid Honda Challengers want to go for things that are difficult for a Blitzcrank. Imagine APA goes for, you know, his signature Galio or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. Now we really don't want to pull anybody into our team.
Yeah, that's why you're seeing things like the Olaf, like the Cannon banned away. These are champions who very much want to be in your team's faces, so you want to remove them to make Smoothie's job a little easier, a little more consistent coming through here. And I'd be kind of surprised if we saw, okay, if it's a Renekton, then seeing that early pick there for Soul makes a lot of sense. Give Ryoma that counter pick, especially with, he got ran by APA in game 1, so he needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, a little bit. Wish I could add more to that, but that is basically what happened in game number 1. Renekton is locked in for Soul, blind pick Renekton. Now Team Liquid have a lot to look at in terms of counters. Counter the Blitzcrank, counter the Renekton in lane. Also blind pick APA, something they're going with the Ahri. Okay, not always my favorite blind pick, but I guess it is safe enough. Not too many things, just hard shut it out, and the LeBlanc is already gone.
Yeah, the mobility is what's really nice about it too. You can go in with your support and jungle. You have that ability to also run because there are a couple members of EG side who are trying to either get on top of you, bring you towards them, and everything along those lines. And the resets that you're playing for is perfect. So I was hoping for a tank to round this out, and Bradley, he's answering my prayers with that Scion.
Locks it in for the Renekton matchup, makes it harder for Renekton to really get as much done in the side lane. And final pick for Evil Geniuses, Lissandra for Ryoma. Interestingly enough, when EG had their most success in 2023. And I'm talking their longest win record, where they looked the best, they were having the most impressive games. It was actually when Robbie Bob was playing in the mid lane for Shaded and was playing things like the Galio, things like the Lysandra. Ryoma comes in, and while he individually was playing very well in the second half of spring, the team was struggling. So they're going back to a style that seemed to be working for them a little bit longer in the past with a different player.
Right, and it's good for a couple of reasons. Good into the Ahri, the pick potential is very good already, and the ability to kind of isolate players is what you're hoping to get here. So Ryoma, I'm looking to see him get across the map and see how he's going to be able to make these plays happen.
Yeah, let's see how they want to do it. They have so many players that can link up together. Blitzcrank, very good at roaming, I hear. You know, if you can get those Mobies and get onto the map, can be quite impactful. Along with, like you said, that Ryoma. So they can both look to link up with the Viego and get onto the Rift. EG will need to play for the map. I don't see this comp being as much of a front-to-back standard style. Not going crazy, causing chaos for the opposition. Let's see if they're able to do just that as we're getting ready to load into game number 1. Can you count us in for when you begin? All right, welcome back, everybody, as we're loaded into game number 2 for Team Liquid Honda Challengers versus Evil Genius Challengers. A reminder, if Team Liquid take this game, this is their first perfect weekend of Summer Split. They've been close the last 2, 5-1 both times, but they are on the precipice of making history, going that nice old 6-0.
And again, what a way to close out that first round robin. Giving them an insane record already going into today. They were 4 games ahead of the person in second place, and that was FlyQuest Challengers. Of course, things may have changed in that regard because they got 2-0'd by Maryville at this point. So we'll see how that shakes up later.
Yeah, I mean, I think Team Liquid Honda Challengers are making themselves the clear favorites as, oh no. Okay, he doesn't go in. Shaden did not walk into the brush. I was very worried for his safety, both in-game and mentally, but is able to survive that one and does not fall down. But now, a new challenger approaches. Soul's going to walk up and probably see this. No, just drops a ward down. Okay.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're playing against the Scion. You've got some incredible level 1s available to you, and, you know, they're taking advantage of every single one that they can. And it's going to be that fully charged decimating smash to help Mir jumpstart taking that Raptor camp. And he's just going to go ahead and walk away. I'm expecting Mir to just continuously have that timer and take advantage, keep denying. Because when you counter jungle Kangas, I want junglers to counter jungle right. It's not just the first camp. You got to take the subsequent camps as well. Otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't actually go for it. So is Mir F-tier jungler in your eyes then? Because he just went.
No, he took the Raptors. I'm talking about the respawn Raptors in 2 minutes. 15 seconds.
Oh yeah. I'm down for
that.
We'll
see. I'm watching.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it. Does go to the bot side though, in case I suppose Shaden was going for an invade.
Exactly.
So Mir will actually go Raptors, 2 Raptors, to the Krugs as his bot lane gets an early shove, and APA takes a nice little early trade against Ryoma.
Right, and going back to EGC and what we're maybe expecting them to try and do in this game is the fact that, again, you have a lot of pick potential in this composition. A lot of CC, a lot of engage, and you're hoping to consistently be able to isolate members. Arrow in this lane went cleanse, which is kind of tough because you don't see ADs go for cleanse. It feels bad in these lanes where it doesn't really do anything for you. In terms of King and Smoothie, he can only use cleanse on the Chain of Corruption, but he brought it for Ryoma. He brought it for Soul. That's what's important.
Yeah, the lane you get a little bit of value from it, but I'm happy you bring that up. The big thing is later on in the game, because as Xayah, you do have those defensive options with the Featherstorm, but now it gives you an extra layer of that. Shaden going for an invade himself now onto Mir, as blue buff and red buff. Mir has to run away now. Shaden continues to chase. APA is rotating a little faster. Ryoma's looking to assist, but they haven't gotten anything else. Ryoma's here, big double
Oh,
stun.
wow.
First blood, Mirror flashes away. He's still alive, not secured yet. The
Wow,
shield from
Kim
Kim
down.
will save the jungler, and EG, they almost had it, but Ryoma might just go down. First blood to APA. Shaden looks for the trade. We'll get one in response. Soul took the long route to join in on the fun and might be regretting that now. Has to flash away from Kim down. So a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team Liquid Honda.
God damn, we got a banger right off the bat. Props to Kim down. That early move was so instrumental to preventing Shaden from getting that first reset. By the time he got a kill, it did not matter. Now,
do they go for more?
No, he's just going to help use those Relic Shield procs to get the wave in for APA, and TL, real happy with how these first few minutes started.
Oh yeah, Stoll actually takes a really big chunk out of Bradley here. Does Shaden want to come up? They actually could look to collapse onto the Scion, but Shaden's instead looking mid. Smoothie's here on the Roma as well. Ryoma goes for the stun onto APA. Flash over the engage from Kim down. Smoothie gets onto APA. That's a dead Ari.
And this is the kind of League of Legends I'm here to watch, Kangas. 4 minutes, 4 kills. And I need to see that trend continue. Now Arrow.
I think it will.
Oh, Arrow.
Arrow's walking up. Shaden getting a little loose with it. Look to steal away the enemy Raptors and punished for the effort. Ryoma taken down too. How about 6 kills in 5 minutes beatdown?
How about that's freaking amazing, Kangas. And now you see that 1,000 gold lead come through. Yeah, we take that deal.
You take that deal? I take that deal.
I take that deal. That's a good deal.
Good deal.
Is that an Inglourious Bastards reference? I feel like that's what that is.
I believe that is, yes.
Yeah. I thought so. Very good, Kangas. Very good.
But mostly it's for the memes. And that's the funny thing about
too.
movies these days is that, you know, the content's never remembered for the art of the movie. It's remembered for how funny it is online afterwards.
Very true.
Yeah.
And now,
kind of like this VOD for the future watchers, right?
Very true. How funny it is that the internet went down for our production crew.
Oh, it's funny in the future. Maybe not funny
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
But...
And technically, we're in the future, so we can laugh about it right now.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Haha.
Yeah.
Ha.
I like
really hope they don't go back and watch this. Ha.
I know that we won't. Soul getting another chunk onto Bradley. Does have a really large CS lead over his opposing top laner. As that team looking to go for even more action in the bot lane. Smoothie by the recall locks him down, and Mir with a bop on top. Gets into the kill for himself. 2-0 and 2 on the Wukong.
Get it? Just go all kick Team Liquid here. These early minutes. Going back and forth. EG were getting some slugs in, but now it's 5-2. As you see, everyone besides Bradley is cashing in. Even Kim down has a kill for himself there, Kangas. And it's been a good start there for EG. You see Soul is getting that advantage in the top side that you expect in this matchup with the Redectin. And that's something I want to see EG play for. Try and prioritize that first Rift Herald. You can use that to crack open some plates. If you manage to get a whole turret, you can really accelerate this game so that you don't fall into what TL are planned for the late game.
Keeping your Renekton safe, keeping your Renekton happy will be important, but so far, Evil Geniuses have not played too often to Soul in the top lane.
Yeah.
It's not often that we see him as the win condition for the team this summer split, so pressure on the shoulders of the top laner who has a little bit of LCS experience. Got the play for TSM back when the name change from Anime Girl to Soul first happened. We always like to reference that last summer, about a year ago.
Good times.
Soul's had a journey to get to this point and will now have to put on a monumental performance here to get this team back in the game as another gank mid lane.
Getting down, Mir, they are holding hands, moving all over the place. Yeah, Roma has the ult.
And Kim down still here. APA jumps forward. The damage is there from Mir. And ooh, that is a rough look when you have full vision of the opposing team and you still go down.
Wow. Team Liquid, this mid jungle, they keep showing us why they were the strongest parts of TL in spring. The big reasons why they made it to that top 3, despite this roster being completely brand new at the time, despite with the exception of the returning Bradley in the top side. But dang it, you change 4 out of 5 pieces. That's a brand new damn team. So you got a lot. Everybody is working to figure out what the new dynamics are, and they have got it figured out.
And the other 4 members that were on that championship roster, moved on to fantastic things. Young and Harry having a incredibly impressive split so far in this summer at the LCS. Same can be said for Armio and Ayla over on Evil Geniuses. Bradley having arguably his best split yet. That roster is goated, baby, as now Team Liquid have done the rebuild and are off to a fantastic 2023 yet again. The systems over at Team Liquid, very impressive stuff. And Soul, takes up a turret shot. Bradley can just get the solo kill, right? Dominus has to be popped. Yeah, Soul did not want to tank those 2 shots.
No, he did not. So he's going to be able to hold on to his life, even though that is a less than ideal circumstances. But all this pressure in the mid lane, on the bot side, has earned TL another Drake. That's 5 in a row, counting game 1. They've had full control over all the neutral objectives here against the Evil Genius Challengers. And it's been a brutal one for the EG boys.
It's been rough for them to try and mount a comeback in both of these games. You never like to be behind early on, especially with a comp like the one that they have right now. They can always look for the reset fights with a Viego, but so far they've not yet looked like they are on the same page to look for those. I'm going back to Smoothie on the Blitzcrank. When you have a pick like this, sometimes you got to be the one to make the chaos happen.
Yeah.
Your team, that big pick, had a couple of big hooks in game number 1. Yet to find anything substantial here, but it's not over. You're back, you get the Mobies, you can look for those plays on the map now.
Right, I mean, Smoothie, Ryoma, 2 players you really got to look for to make the plays happen. You're playing the Lissandra, so much CC in your kit, and EG's hopes are that Ryoma can use that so that they can get some of these kills going, so they can get numbers advantage in these team fights. It's the same thing as in game 1, where picks are the biggest part of how you're looking to play the game. Now that we're seeing Mythic start to come through, you're really starting to see the lead that TL have gotten for themselves here. Mirror 3-0 on this Wukong, has the Divine Thunderer a good bit before Shaden, who just finished it now. Tells me he's sitting on a good bit of gold, but is still very strong.
As we see the team's Herald picked up by Shaden a while back, has yet to drop it. Looks like bot lane will be the focus for the Herald, and that's a good hook over the wall to come down. Great way to start off the play. Don't have the damage for the kill, though. Oh, and now Mirror's here, too. Shaden wants the reset. If you can get 1 kill, that's massive. Has to Heartbreaker away, though. Mirror flashes in with the Cyclone, looking for the engage onto Shaden. Can't quite stick on top of him, but he can get onto King.
Oh, wait a second.
Shaden gets the knock-up, shut down for King. Good start for Evil Geniuses, as they'll also take down Kim down, make it a triple. 2 of them to King, 1 of them to Soul. Evil Geniuses have arrived on the Rift.
And this is the play they needed to finally get the ball rolling. They get some kills into their favor, shutdowns, no less. The only downside, no objectives to play for. The bright side, they played for the 1 objective that they need right now, but it's the Rift Herald. Shaden will be able to pick up so much gold alongside his mid laner, maybe even a whole turret.
It will get 2 plates off of the initial shove with the wave and another 2 plates after. Does not clear the whole turret, but a lot of gold into the pocket of Evil Genius's mid laner and jungler, and now they have a 1,000 gold lead. The teleport from Soul being instrumental in turning that last play, and he will also be rewarded with another turret plate top lane and a full wave shoved in. This Renekton is very ahead right now. Full 1,000 gold lead for Soul.
Yeah, and it's the entire lead basically that EG have. You look across the board though, some small leads all over the place, and actually this is worse than it looks like for TL, just because Kim Down is actually noticeably ahead of Smoothie. It's kind of offsetting the deficit that TL are in, and that gold isn't as valuable compared to where EG have it across other players on the Rift. And you can see it. King, most notably a player who we were really excited to see in spring, finally was able to join us in summer, and despite EG struggles, has looked so good. This man now has a lead.
In my opinion, King has been the stand-up performer. I know we said that last game as well.
And we're going to keep saying it.
When Evil Geniuses look like they're struggling the most, it feels like the team is playing away from King. They're taking fights, they're taking trades, they're taking skirmishes where they're leaving King by himself and diving too far forward. And then opponents are able to say, oh, well now the AD carry's all alone. Let's take him down. It almost happened in that last play, too, in the river, where King gets re-engaged on by Mir, and then Smoothie pulls the Cycloning Wukong into the rest of the team. But it did work out that time around. And now with this gold lead, let's see what else they're able to do. Dragon is on the Rift. And it looks like EG are the ones to go for it earlier. Actually, no, it's not on the Rift yet. I baited myself. Kind of assumed based on where they are. Okay, it's up in under a minute. There we go.
Yeah, we see the hourglass. It's going to be soon. They have the Scuttle Crab. They have the vision. Him down. He's fine. But he's got to walk away immediately. This means that the dragon stacking has been slowed down.
As now Bradley in the 2v1 up top does not fall. They got Soul. Looked dicey for the Cyan to start, but gets away just fine. Team Liquid pick up the kill onto the member with the biggest gold lead, but they have not controlled the Dragon. APA showing topside. Bradley still doesn't have teleport, so Evil Geniuses with this information say, good death, Soul. We're going to get bottom turret and the Dragon.
Yeah, and you're just going to see another turret taken out of the picture. 2, actually. In rapid succession, APA trying to get a response topside, but this is EG continuing to advance this gold lead. They get a dragon. Now they have more components and items that they can start working on. And the only downside really is that it's a Chemtech Soul, which is not very good. So EG, not the most exciting thing that they can play towards, but the Rift is a useful one, actually for both sides. It's very hard to maintain vision in your opponent's side of the map just because of the fact that the scrying orbs come back much more often and they're empowered, so they already do damage to the wards themselves.
Sometimes the rift change from the Dragon is what's felt more often
Yeah.
because the Dragon fights are big. Once he has them up, it's big, but the rift change happens much earlier. Speaking of, Rift Herald is claimed by Team Liquid Haunted Challengers there, uncontested by Evil Geniuses. So they do have the big purple beetle, big purple bug. I don't know what to call it. Does it have like an actual defined what it is? We'll get back to that. What is happening right now is APA getting caught in the side lane, shaded, giving the kill.
And it's going good. These, again, numbers advantages. You can see EG move their entire team towards this top side of the map here. Leave Soul on his own as they just continue to collect turrets. Soul, it's going to take, honestly, at this point, with the fact that he has Gore Drinker, it's going to take like 3 people to deal with him. Or one of them has to be APA, because if it's the top jungle, Soul with those steel caps is going to have such a good time, and he's just going to keep being that point of pressure on the map.
Draws people to him wherever he is. I will say, though, it's going to be fast for APA to find him. This is a static Shiv Ahri, something I haven't actually seen yet. I know it has been experimented with. Typically, I've only seen the Shiv on the LeBlanc when it comes to mid laners. How do we feel about it on the Ahri pick?
It's not as good. It's just too good on LeBlanc, but it's good on Ahri as well. At the end of the day, you are going to keep building AP. This is a champ that can build Lichbane, 9 Harvester, all of those things that we see the LeBlanc build. It works just as well, and it's such a broken item, Kankus. Even if it wasn't that good, it's passive. The ability to clear waves so quickly is so strong that you just build it anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you can just get onto the Rift. Ahri already no slouch in clearing waves, but then this on top of it just means that you'll use 1 auto attack and 1 Q, and that wave is probably gone. Unless it's a cannon, maybe then you have to throw out an E as well, but in general. So let's see where the next action will happen. I'm still looking at that Herald in the pocket of Mir. It's about to expire. Where does Mir place it? Mir, please place it. About to go.
No. It's a spectator bug, actually. He should still have a good amount of time on it. I don't know what. I'm not sure when it happened.
I was terrified right there.
I know. I had the exact moment last week, actually, on broadcast, and it's good. It's good.
I'm happy I'm not alone in this, though.
Yeah. Synergy, you know? Yeah.
This is why they put the dumb casters with the smart casters. To correct our mistakes, you know?
Yeah, true. It's the greatest duo, you know?
This is when you're supposed to say, Kangas, you're not dumb. And now my feelings are hurt. You didn't come to my defense for my own self-burns, but it's okay. Well, you know, we'll go to therapy later.
You know, I had like a what's it called? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire multiple choice type thing. I had a list of answers I could go for, and I was like, I guess I just decided to roll with it. You know, I needed to yes
so,
and
you know, just throw me under the bus.
Listen, Kangas, when I'm casting with whoever, my goal is to yes and you. So if you make fun of yourself, I don't know what to tell you, man.
So it would work also if I made fun of you then.
Yeah.
Ooh, noted. Noted.
Okay, cool.
I'll use this information sparingly, though. It's got to be the right time.
Course,
Bradley.
of course.
Whoa. You're just standing there.
Hey, Sion.
Yeah, true. They're not going to kill him.
Empowered Blast Cone. I gotta say, it's one of the most fun things they added to this game. Do you also be like, woo, every time you use one?
I'm not going to lie. I've never once used one and remembered it was there. Bradley goes for a deep engage. King flashes
He's
away.
coming back.
Hooks back onto Bradley. And now Kim Down's trying to save his top laner. Cannot do so. Ryoma with the flash engages. Kim Down's in trouble. Still gets away. Soul has now joined up on
Jaden's
the fight.
resetting.
Jaden, the reset here. Big knockup. Here has to use the Cyclone. Flashes to safety. Hero as well. Has the flash, but used the Feather Storm. The only flash remaining on Team Liquid is their carry, but they lose the fight regardless. That should be dragged into Evil Geniuses.
And it's Evil Geniuses coming out on top again. The Viego really starting to work out this time versus that last game. Shaden, with the tools that his team has around him, he's able to get these executes, have his team help him execute and possess members of Team Liquid Challengers. And it means they continue to stack these dragons, even if it is a Chemtech Soul. But another fight like this in the coming minutes, Kangas, could equal something much more powerful. The Baron buff, as it is now spawning on the Rift.
It's the big purple worm, the big purple magnet that pulls everybody to it. Action often happens around this objective. But I want to give props where it's due. I think Evil Geniuses have actually played this transition out of laning phase pretty darn well. The committal to that play in the mid lane was very impressive. And it's something that the team has been struggling with, committing to plays together, or at least committing to the right plays together. I'm sure it obviously looks better if you can pull off the play, but speaking of Team Liquid, it's their turn. Finding a play onto Ryoma.
Ryoma has ult too.
Doesn't have time to use it, though. That's a teleport coming in from Soul, who says, wait a minute, my mid laner's already dead. Maybe I should get out of here. Chunk down, Smoothie. Oh, Hex Flash. Okay, he's out of there.
All right, pressure over the Baron pit. Earned for TLC. They can't start the Baron quite yet. You're worried about Smoothie and his ability to pull over the wall, but they want to threaten it. They want to force EG to walk up to them, but they got to make a decision soon. Ryoma is going to respawn. He has teleport.
Ooh, Soul's going to check, but now Soul gets jumped on. Shane with the charm. Beautiful from Kim Down. Mark at the top laner. Bradley did get pulled over by Smoothie during all of that, and Shaden got the reset. So Evil Geniuses will trade top laner for top laner. Team Liquid are off the Baron.
Yeah, no one to tank the Baron. They're going to go ahead and call it off, especially with Ryoma, who held onto his ult, respawning and having teleport. So it's a 1-for-1. It's something for the side of TL, but considering how far behind they are, trades not the most ideal for them at the moment here. They need more. It's going to work out, and it's been a good look for EG, having this ability to start off these fights with very little answer available for Team Liquid Challengers. Every time someone gets hooked, someone gets rooted by Lysandra or the Chain of Corruption, there's a good chance that they just die.
The pick tools are bountiful. Let's go with that word for the side of Evil Geniuses right now. And they have been using them. Team Liquid had that first pick, looked at the Baron, and then EG played it very well. Smoothie on this Blitzcrank has been the difference maker so far. It happened yesterday in their really rough series. And it so far has been happening today, even in game 1. They didn't pick up the win, but Smoothie was fighting those big hooks. Now he's the one targeted instead.
Wait, that could be Baron.
Team Liquid with their vision control pick off the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, that's the perfect target, because now you get the Blitzcrank. You're not as worried to try and start this Baron, but instead, him down. I mean, one. Oh. Well, he's going to go ahead and be fine. Team Liquid aren't actually going to use this opportunity to take the Baron. Instead, I don't know what they're doing, honestly. Now that they see King is here, Doesn't quite have flash. Okay,
Yeah, he's got the ghost and he does walk away. Whew. That looks rough. If they had the Ari or the Rakan nearby, King could have been in trouble there.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about King for a moment here, he's an item ahead of Arrow, like a complete item ahead. So this damage that he's going to be bringing out is insane, contributing to that first EG half that we're talking about here. And of course, one of those items is static shift, so he clears waves disgustingly fast, as now this opportunity, because of TL's reset, gives EG the chance to clear vision, to set up some of their own, and not start the Baron. I thought they were gonna. I was holding my breath for a second, but no.
Not quite.
No. There was so much fighting before. I want to see more fighting, Kangas.
We did start off very
hot,
but I will say I think it's going to continue. Oh, good reaction. Him down right there, dodging out on the hook. I believe that would have landed.
Yeah.
WX gone through. Who knows? But either way, now Bradley looks for the engage as they take down the turret. Mirror on the flank here.
Oh, Bradley
walk up. Shaden does. Now they call out Ryoma. That's going to be a dead Lissandra. You have to imagine. Mira's here. Jumps in onto Shaden. Stopwatch used by him. Ryoma flashes away. Still taken down by Arrow, who flashes forward. Featherstorm used. And Team Liquid win a team fight in the mid lane. Evil Geniuses took it. Team Liquid ended. Soul pushed away. And now TL are looking back at the Baron.
It is definitely theirs to take with Ryoma out of the picture, and Smoothie as well, the 2-for-1. Finally a fight in favor of Team Liquid Challengers. I mean, Soul, no dominance, but he's coming up. King, no chain of corruption, but they're going to try and do something. TL might have to turn.
Let's see it. Oh, Soul just locked down. Flashes away. He's still alive.
They're very low.
He's going to bot space for King. Watch APA. He's going to look for the charm. Evil Geniuses don't find the stall. Baron is taken. Now Shaden looking for the chase here. King still full health. Now Soul over the wall, looking to Kim down.
Oh, he needed to land.
No stun yet. Oh, hasn't gotten it. Team Liquid are out.
Ryoma technically has the claw. Oh, he's looking.
I think they're safe. There's no shot they go for this, right? No! Ryoma will guarantee the kill onto Arrow. Gives his life for it. Wow, that was a lot committed. I guess it's one Baron buff down, though.
As far as Baron buffs go, that's meaningless. But you pick up a big shutdown, and you make it harder for TLC to actually contest the Dragon.
True.
Yeah, you lose your mid laner, but they lost their AD carry. That is the bulk of damage here. And unless King goes down, EG should have an easy time getting their soul point.
Oh, if Team Liquid had more information there, APA should have just teleported. They had King dead to rights there. They have teleport flank wards, but they don't see everybody else. They back off, and now they're approaching at the Dragon. This is the objective they want to fight for. APA walks up. Mir has the Cyclone available. No flash this time around, but Evil Geniuses for the moment have more members here, but with Bradley teleporting in, they focus him down. Evil Geniuses say lock down the tank. We can take him down before the fight even starts. King on a rampage. Varus doing massive damage to a full tank Scion. This will earn them the Dragon.
Nice turn and burn onto the Scion. Evil Geniuses will get their soul points. And at this point, it's just going to be... Oh, they see Ryoma. They might just look to see if he oversteps. Oh, he almost certainly will.
No shot. Mir's going to go for the initial engage. Shane the knockups. He can't do anything. Self-ult used. But that's going to be it. Delaying the inevitable. Team Liquid find a pick, and they push in the Baron wave.
That's a nice move. Catching them off rotation there. Ryoma expecting them to just leave, and he can farm that bot lane safely. Playing with those expectations very well. Team Liquid, every time EG gets something, they manage to scrape something back as they slowly but surely narrow this gold lead a little bit. It was about 4,000 before, and we're looking at just under 2. Team Liquid Challengers, our first place team in the standings, looking to bring things back against Evil Geniuses.
It's been a back and forth. We went into this one with the expectation setting, especially based on how Game 1 went. Hey, this could be Team Liquid's first perfect week. 6-0, easy
That's
peasy.
Right.
And Evil Geniuses are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that that trend, or rather the trend of Team Liquid failing to achieve that, is what continues.
Yeah.
That would be 3 weeks in a row where their last series is the one. Actually, no, I believe week 1 it was disguised their first series where Team Liquid dropped out.
Yeah, that's right. That would have been cool.
Either way, it's not over yet. Team Liquid still can look for these picks. Soul, that was a pretty lucky Dragon Soul to be able to spot out there was a trap there. Team Liquid will regardless take another turret. Getting a lot of gold from this Baron push, but there is still a 1,000 lead for Evil Geniuses.
Right, they're getting a lot of mileage from the Baron, which is good, all things considered. They're slowly narrowing the gold lead more and more, and they keep managing to find picks, take structures, and they're using that advantage to set up vision on the bottom side. They gave away 3 dragons since they picked up the first one, and they don't want to let go of that soul. Even if it's Chemtech soul, even if it kind of sucks, in this particular context, that damage reduction when you're low health could extend these team fights, giving Shaden the chance to reset.
Bradley looking for the engagement. Oh, the Amir, who was looking to flank and get a big Cyclo knockup. Didn't even have a chance to use it. Condemn pops the quickness defensively. Shaden heartbreaks over the wall onto Bradley. Hits the blast cone. Bradley's right back to Ryoma and Soul. Can they get the CC? They just need one. Then they can shade it.
Oh, they got him.
Hook back from Smoothie. Bradley goes down again. And Evil Geniuses get back-to-back plays.
And they could get more. That's 2 members of TL down. They're looking to knock on the base's doors, take down this tier 3 turret, and if TL aren't careful, Inhibitor could follow. We're 30 minutes in the game, definitely a time in which you want to take it out. And in these few minutes, that mid-wave auto-pushing is going to make it easier for EG to get the Dragon Soul.
Evil Geniuses, off of that play, get a lot of control of Summoner's Rift. 2 lanes shoved, taking away the top jungle camps. It's not just the gold they get from the fight, it's the gold that is earned afterward. And that puts them, it was 1,000 lead for them before that all happened. We were just talking about that. Now it's 4,000. That's how quickly these games can swing with the level of play that we're seeing. Team Liquid, usually the team doing it, on the back foot a little bit here. It seems like they're floundering in the final quarter.
It's hard. So often you see players like Mir, like Kim Down, look for these alternate angles, look for these different routes of approach to set up these team fights. But against what EG are running, that's very risky and dangerous because of their ability. It's literally Ryoma. Every time TL lose a fight because of that, it's because Ryoma sees them like, oh, hey, I don't know what you're doing here, but I'm going to ult you now. And then they just instantly die.
They have so many lockdown tools. Every member's got CC. I mean, we already mentioned it before. That gives them such incredible pick potential. But now they're executing on it, and they're following up on each other's plays. It seems like a new version of Evil Geniuses. Happy to see it. And what had been feeling like in Summer Split, a lot of individual plays, but the cohesion not quite there. This feels like more of a cohesive game plan from them. Can they keep it going, though? Team Liquid are drawing the battle lines. They have the access point to the Dragon. EG control the access point to the Baron, though, and that's spawning first.
Yeah, that's way more important, and that's what you earn by having the Salt Point. The ability to, one, force the enemy team to give up position over the Baron. The fact that they're spawning nearly at the same time is so big for Evil Geniuses. Oh, Mir.
Ryoma misses the stun on the Mir, and now Mir's just going to jump out of Ryoma. Taking a lot of damage, bursting down the Baron.
Oh, are you serious?
Team Liquid Arrow gets the Baron steal. Now they're in the pit. They're trying for the fight. Kim Dead gets a nice little engage there. Double kill over to King. EG win the fight. Team Liquid somehow get away with highway robbery there. And 2 members get out with the Baron buff.
It was a costly robbery, I will admit. They lost several members for it, and they almost certainly lose the Dragon Soul, but they do slow things down. And they do pick up that upfront gold, as well as the buff that will make it harder for EG to actually siege their base. But still, it will be Dragon Soul and 3 Chemtech Drakes for Evil Genius Challengers.
What an incredible back and forth this series has been, even this game 2. We're back up to 32 kills and 32 minutes beat down.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about, and both teams walking away with objectives with the Baron to Team Liquid and the Dragon Soul to Evil Geniuses, but one of those times out. So Team Liquid need to get more done with their buffs to try and get them back into this game. I could imagine a world where this goes to an Elder Dragon fight, and you had already highlighted it before. The Chemtech Soul, not necessarily known to be the strongest. I would have liked it for Team Liquid because then all the pick tools, they're going to survive a little bit longer. Yeah. But for EG to have it, it doesn't feel like it's a massive boon for them.
No, not particularly, but it does mean
Teleport.
Oh, yeah, they want Soul.
APA goes for a deep teleport. Kim down, pops the Shirelias. Soul has nowhere to escape to. So will face his death with honor and goes down. Team Liquid Arrow again picking up that kill. 5-1 and 4. So Team Liquid, talk about getting worth out of this Baron. How about push up to an inhibitor turret?
That's right, you're seeing the recalls come through. Members of EG realize they need to get back to the base. But the pings that we saw mean that they want to clear out this next wave as TLC, and they get themselves a little breathing room on the bottom side. So it will be nice for TL, because by the time Elder spawns, their mid-inhib will reform, and it will respawn. So they will have that extra bit of time. As long as they can keep this bot wave pushed and get themselves a bit of space to clear vision, they will have a decent avenue to try and enter the river through the bottom tri-brush, so that they have a decent positioning to fight, because this Elder is almost certainly where we're going to end this game, and it will be the decider.
Yeah, unfortunately don't have the timer for it to know exactly when it will spawn. That can give us a lot of information for when teams will look to get back onto the map. But that fight, let's do a quick inventory check here. Oh, thank you, observers. Okay, we have 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes. So we're not rushing towards an Elder Dragon fight, but still, good chance to take inventory here. King 707 on Varus has 4 items plus a stopwatch, so King is fully prepared to take this fight. But you look across Arrow, same boat, 4 items and a stopwatch. I think it's going to come down to the carries. Which one of them can stay safe in the fight against multiple engaged threats?
And it's hard. The pressure is really on for TL. We've seen time and time again that their timing needs to be perfect when they go for the kind of angles and team fights that they like to go for, because one misstep, one person out of sync from anyone else, and they can die very quickly, and Shaden gets that reset that he's so desperately looking for as the Viego.
Reset City is quite litty. Shaden hasn't gotten to it in quite a bit in this game. Had a few opportunities where he was popping off, but now it has slowed down. I'm worried, because we're at 33 kills with 35 minutes now, so we're ruining the stats here. But I think it makes sense. Again, we're waiting for that big dragon. That's where the action will happen, I'm sure. Within the next 3 minutes, 2.5 rather, we will have the game-deciding team fight. We're at the point where, I mean, we have access to the inhibitor in mid lane for Evil Geniuses. Team Liquid, if they can control the bot lane push while the dragon fight's happening, they could probably walk that in and end the game off of it as well. Mid and top are tougher, because there's 2 turrets there. But either team, if they get the right lane setup, could find a team fight and then just end the game right there.
Right now, speaking of setup, EG setting up on the top side, because even though less valuable, Baron will show up a good 30 seconds sooner than the Elder Drake. So if they maintain control, there's a world where they'll be able to pick that buff up, reset, and just run it straight towards that Elder. We're at this point in the game, though, where maybe they won't even recall. Everybody's almost full build. At this point, it's just going to be about denying that buff from TL and then walking your way down to the Elder Dragon. But right now, instead, they're going to reset. We're a minute 30. I'm imagining them setting their sights on this bot side so they can maintain control, but I see them pathing towards top instead. They have a lot of vision already. That side of the map is completely dark for TL, so it could just really be that immediately hit the Baron on start and then walk towards the Elder.
Interesting to see as we're getting ready for the game-deciding fight. The King has sold the stopwatch and gone for Void Staff.
Wow.
Less defensive. King will have the position perfectly.
Yeah.
But any single person, whether it's Bradley, him down here, anybody, they are getting punished. If you would land that onto them, they could pass the spot with so much damage. And even with Force of Nature, you're not going to be stacking that up against the Barret. You're going to get like 2 procs to get off before you're dead.
Yeah.
Team Liquid focus on the bottom push. Baron has spawned. EG will get that. Team Liquid are not contesting. Instead, they say, if we get the shove down here, we can end. Maybe even just push for the end right now. Down and Bradley are in the neighborhood. I guess they're trying to split the fight. We're teleporting in. They actually want to take a fight now because they have a numbers advantage. That's the burst from King. Massive engage from Kim down. Hasn't bought enough time. King flashes to safety. He's still alive. Arrow flashes forward. King
the stopwatch.
Smoothies down. APA's in the fight. King's done nothing as Evil Geniuses are getting routed. APA has to deal with all the stopwatches all the time. Now Shaden's walking forwards. Got him! Shaden takes down the APA as Mir finally joins in with the rest of the team. He didn't have teleport. He had to take a long way, and it's too long. Triple kill to Shaden as Evil Geniuses win the fight.
Baron in hand, 40-second spawn timers, and Bradley being the only one up means Kangas, EG might be able to take a game off TLC, end the chances at a 6-0 in week 3.
Oh, this game's over right here, right now. 4 members strong, 3 with full health bars. Walk it up. Bradley ain't got nothing. Evil Geniuses deny Team Liquid Honda Challengers the perfect week. And they will pick up a much-needed win for morale and for the standings. EG take game 2.
And what a convincing game here. Game 2 seems to be the EG special this weekend, as they've managed to do that not once, but twice, and against the first place team. Of course, TL will still hold on to that spot, but their record finds another blemish at the hands of Evil Geniuses.
Loved the series. Sad it couldn't be live, but thank you to everybody tuning into the VOD after the fact and continuing to support the players with that. We'll be back live next weekend with more actual games coming your way as they're happening. Thanks for tuning in.